Alright, set up here in my makeshift workshop for now. What we have here is a Husqvarna Mega Quilter. It fits in a frame for machine quilting. Right now it's removed from the machine. It can be set up as a regular heavy-duty industrial sewing machine. Right now its purpose is to spend its time in a quilting frame. And there's a lot of things that make it different than a regular sewing machine. When you're quilting, presser foot pressure really doesn't matter because you have an embroidery foot that's supposed to hop, so the less resistance there is to that, the better. Straight stitch machine, no zigzag. Side loading bobbin, rotary bobbin, the best kind, rather than oscillating. Rather than going back and forth, it just keeps going around in circles. My understanding is top tension for machine quilting needs to be very low. I'm not sure what that number is. The problem here is it's skipping stitches, so I've checked the usual suspects, checked the timing, make sure it's picked up the bobbin thread. A few things I'm going to try here. Feed dogs have been removed. They're not needed when you're machine quilting. In fact, they're floating around loose here somewhere in my pocket. There's the feed dogs there. If you're using it as a regular industrial machine, you'd need the feed dogs, but quilt machine, the less resistance you have anywhere, the better. So I'm going to check a bunch of things here. I'm going to check the hook to needle clearance. I'm going to check all the thread guides. Sewing machines are fussy things. If you miss a thread guide or do it the wrong way, stitch length is irrelevant because when it's in the frame, your speed determines stitch length. Reverse, you don't need that really, not as a quilting machine. And it's also got a knee lift for the presser foot, which you don't need when you're quilting. Handy for regular sewing. So I'm going to check the clearances, set it out for regular sewing, and if it sews regular, then there's no reason why it shouldn't work quilting. The operator should know what numbers work best for her. Her complaint is that she took it to the local Husqvarna dealer and it came back running worse. So we'll see if we can avoid having to send it off to Sudbury. Stay tuned. Alright, set up for regular sewing. Appears to be alright. Tensions are right for regular sewing. Come on, camera. Just see the top thread inside there. See the bottom threads down in there. So that's regular sewing. Now it goes off the spool, up there, through that, back down to this eye right here. Come on, camera. TV in the background is distracting here. Through, winds through here. So these are pre-tension discs in here. And you get the tension. So underneath that, up through there, through the take-up arm. This thread here actually should be inside there like that. Thread guide there. Thread guide there. This is an industrial needle. So you got to be careful with it. It doesn't have the flat surface on it. There's a little cutout. Where's my finger? I can't find my finger. There's a little cutout in there where the point of the hook is supposed to pass through. So that has to be pointing towards the right hand side of the machine. That would be if the needle had a flat spot, that notch would be properly lined up, because the thread goes in a groove on the other side here. And these side loaders, because the bobbin goes in this way, the thread goes through the needle that way. If the bobbin went in this way, then it would thread front to back. And that notch in the back would be towards the back. So I've checked the hook clearance. It's almost touching the needle. So this is the Automagic needle threader. They don't always work like they're supposed to. This material, I have no idea what this material is. It's one of those environment-friendly fabric reusable things. It's got a bit of slippery to it, but for now, for regular sewing, it seems to be alright. Do some more tests here. Lengthen the stitch, do some reverse, and we'll see. Well, fine example of my best handwork. Well, handwork. They call that freehand. The thing with the freehand, with the quilting machine, is your stitch length is based on your speed. You do it enough, you get into a rhythm, and your stitches become consistent. And some of that's freehand stuff. This is 4 layers of that mystery fabric, whatever that is. Whatever the heck it is. 4 layers. 1, 2, 3, 4. Freehand. Varying machine speeds. Let me tell you, handwork with this industrial machine at maximum speed, woohoo! Keep your fingers away. You will stitch yourself through your work in no time. This thing moves fast. So other than just, tweaking the tensions based on the materials being used, this machine is not skipping stitches at all. Not at all. So, I did change the plate. The other plate's been struck a couple times. It's been buffed. Come on. Wow. Anyways, you can see it's been buffed a couple times around the needle hole there, so. And the foot, the insert here, the plastic, was not in. So I stuck that back in there, even though it's got a crack in it. It must all be important, because it's not giving me any problems. So next thing I suspect is maybe the setup on the machine. If the machine isn't level, or like the quilting machine, if it isn't level, there you have it. There's really nothing more I can do with this, because it's sewing just fine. Both as a regular sewing machine, varying speeds, and freehand, varying speeds. So there we go. First repair on my makeshift workshop. Oh, I wonder if maybe I should get back into this stuff again and find some space to rent and start doing this again, because there are still people out there who need my services.